Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So you guys might be wondering, where am I? Obviously I'm in the other room that they're fixing, and the reason why I'm all the way over here is because my man's trying to sleep all the way over there. So I was like, I know I'm gonna be loud, so let me come over here where I could express myself, and I have to be like, okay guys, this is what happened. So anyways, I'm gonna tell you guys a story that happened to me this week that I'm actually like still kind of mad about, but I mean, not really. I'm just kind of like in shock that I can't believe this happened to me. So by the name of this title, you guys are probably like, oh my god, right? On Tuesday, I was gonna film a video, right, with my dog. I'll probably do this video sometime another time, but on Tuesday I was like, okay, got up, I was like, okay, I'm gonna film this video, Okay, anyways, so it was around 4 in the afternoon, right? We have the doors open, right? Because they're doing the construction and I don't want to be breathing that air. I just let it out, right? I just like to have my doors open, and it was not cold enough. Like, it still wasn't really cold for me to like have the doors closed. Anyways, so yeah, right? So I'm in the room and I could hear Sniper outside, right? I hear him outside, I hear him playing, right? I could hear him like not bark, but he does like this like playful bark. And I'm like, okay, right? Then out of nowhere, and I kind of hear it far away, kind of in a way, but I didn't really think about it, and I was like, okay, whatever. And then like out of nowhere, like something, all the times, let me tell you this, all the times, because my dog, it's not the first time my dog has run away, but all the other times my dog has run away, I always have this feeling inside me that it's like, bitch, go outside and go check on your dog. I don't know why, but it's always this feeling that I randomly get, and I'm like, oh shit, I need to go check on Sniper. Anyway, so I had one of those feelings. So I get up and I go check on Sniper. And I'm like, oh, I don't see him. And I'm like, Sniper! And I don't see him. And I'm like, where is he? I was like, I don't see him anywhere. There was no holes that he dug to go under the fence, because he's done that before. The gate doors were not open, so I'm like, where is he? And I go in here because my man was in here. I was like, is Sniper there? And he was like, no. So I'm like, oh my god, right? So I go ahead and start, like, I go out and I was like, start screaming his name, like, Sniper. And I go down the street, because when the times that he has run away, he always goes down the street. And I could tell because that's where I know where he is, because the other dogs, because there's a lot of dogs, like mostly every single body here in the trailer park has a dog, and so the dogs just start barking. I'm like, okay, he's over there, so I go, right? And so this time I went that way, and I didn't hear nobody, like no dog barking. He usually stays at this one spot, at this one dog that is like over there in the corner, like pretty, like more in the entrance kind of. So he always goes with, it's a girl, so I'm pretty sure that's why he goes over there. And so, but I went over there and I didn't see my dog, right? So I started panicking. So I come all the way over here, and then I'm like, George, the dog, I can't find him. I started like freaking out, right? I'm like, oh my god. And the reason why I freaked out even more is because he didn't have his collar. So I'm like, if he's lost, he's definitely lost. Nobody's gonna, like, oh my god, right? So when that happened, I called my sister. I was like on FaceTime with her. I'm like, oh my god, Sniper, like, I can't find him, like, ah. And this was at 4:53 when I called her. Okay? And okay. So then I'm like, George, please help me, right? So okay, I come back and let me check again the house, right? Because I'm like, it's just so weird that I didn't see no holes, no gates were open. So I come check, and I come all the way back here outside, and I do see a hole that he dug under the fence. So I'm like, oh my god, he's probably back there. So I go in the back, which he never goes back there, so I thought it was kind of weird. So I go back there, and then I was like, Sniper! And again, nothing, right? So I'm like, oh my god, I started panicking. I was like, what the hell? So then I come back, I was like, I can't find him, George, I can't help me. So I'm like, okay. I was like, I told him to go where the horses are, right? Because the horses are, there's like cows and horses and sheep and whatever, right? So I'm like, go over there, right? Maybe he went over there. I'm like, go in the truck over there while I keep like circling here. And keep in mind, my trailer park, it's not big. Like, it's literally just one circle, and that's it. So I just kept going around and around and around. And okay, So I started panicking, right? So I'm like, oh my god, and it started to get dark and I can't find him. I started asking everybody. I started asking the neighbors, have you seen my dog, like my husky? And also, you guys, I'm well known. Like, I'm not trying to think like, oh, you know, I'm well, but I know that I'm well known in this trailer park. First of all, they know us because of the truck my man drives, and they know us because the dog. We're the only people that here that have a husky. I just thought it was very weird that a lot of people that were outside. Even some kids that actually always riding their bikes, they were outside, and I asked them, they were like, no, and they started helping me find him, look for him. So it was starting to get dark, right? And there was a point that I just stayed in the house. My man was going around the trailer park, going around with the horses, and I just stayed in the house. I was just like in shock. I was like, I can't believe my baby, like if you guys don't know, like a lot of y'all might be out there like judging me, like, or just be like, oh, like it's just a dog, relax, like, you know. But if you own a pet, you know the feeling. Like, yeah, maybe just be like a dog or whatever, right? But it's still like, I don't know, right? Just to me, I love my dog and whatever. Okay, so I was just in the house, I was just like, oh my god, like crying. No sniper, no. I was like crying. I was like, ah. And my man also had told me just to stay in the house, outside in the porch, just in case somebody does show up with a dog. Because we had just been already like asking a whole bunch of people. I was like, okay, let me just stay. I was like, oh my god, my dog. I couldn't believe it, right? Okay, so it started to get dark, and then and we also had to stay here because we had gotten some tile. Some guy was selling them offer up for really cheap tile for the bathroom, so I had to stay here also. And my man had to be here to obviously carry the tile because they're pretty heavy. And yeah, so I had to stay here. It was like around 7 o'clock, right? That happened. So after the guy came and all that stuff, I went again and I went out looking for him. But there was just a point that I'm like, okay, there's like, I can't see anymore. I just can't see anymore, right? So I was screaming his name, whatever. And I was like, okay, like I honestly was like, I felt like I was giving up, but I just didn't know what else to do. Like I was just like, and I was just so panicked. Like I was panicking because literally, it's the trailer park. I hope it's not so echoey, and I'm like over here like screaming like, ah! My hand here is the trailer park, like the whole thing, and all of this is just woods. One or two houses here and there. Those are the ones that have like the ranch or whatever. So I'm like, he got lost in the woods. We're never gonna find him. Like, oh my god, what if something eats him? And I don't know. I just started like I was just crying the night, crying. Whatever. I couldn't go to sleep. But I ended up like falling asleep, and yeah. So I was like, obviously I was telling my sisters the whole time, like, oh my god, Sniper, I can't, like, you know, I can't find him. And my man just kept telling me the whole time, like, oh, he's gonna come back, and I honestly just kept being negative. I'm like, no, he's not coming back. So yeah, so next day, my sisters came, like, it was like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. They came, and so yeah, right. And I was just like in bed, like, first of all, I was like so tired because I had just stayed up all night. I couldn't even sleep, and I was just like so tired when they got here, and I was like, oh my god, I didn't even want to get out of bed. I just really felt so down. I started crying. I can't believe my dog. And then so my little sister, she had arrived here, and she went out walking, looking for a Sniper with her dog, Chema, the little doggy that you guys seen. And then my sister was here, like, telling me to get up, you know, whatever. So I got up, and I started, like, you know, I put on my shoes. I didn't give a fuck. Well, I never care how I look. I just be walking out like that. But I just put on my shoes, and I got out. And then I don't know what it was, but yeah. So my sister, she was like, and when we were walking out the house, my sister was like, show me where he dug the hole, right? So I was like, okay. And then that second, my sister, some random number called me, and I quickly answered because I was like, oh, maybe somebody found my dog. But it was actually my little sister calling from somebody else's dog, from somebody else's phone, saying like, I found Sniper. And then I was like, oh my god, okay. And then I hear her, like, my little sister has like that maña that she'd be like something happened, she tends to over exaggerate. She was I could literally hear her like from far away, like, "Sniper, oh my god!" Ah! Like she was screaming, so I started to get scared. I'm like, oh my god, she found him dead in the creek, because behind my house is like, it's kind of a little bit of woods and then like a creek, but it's not really, because I could see the other trailers on the other side. And so okay, so I literally just crossed I literally just crossed. I hear her from back here, so I just crossed this little creek here with my older sister, and then she's like, I go there, right? And Sniper's inside a trailer, and you could see him through the window, right? The reason why my little sister saw him was because she said at first she started walking and she had a toy and it started squeaking. She started squeaking the toy like, right? And then so she said that she first saw him kind of like this, I guess, like this. And when she started squeaking the noise, like he went like this, and then she's like, oh my god, that's Sniper. And he was just like kind of like crying in the window and stuff. Hi, my baby, I missed you so much. Why did you run away? Okay, and my sister was out there with like, there's a lot, like there was a couple, like I think there was like 5 people outside, right? So when we arrived, we were there, and I was like, I honestly felt calm at that moment. Like my sisters were like panicking. I'm like, no, like I felt calm now, right? Because I'm like, he's right there, so why am I gonna freak out, right? That's just me. So they were like, my sister was like, I knocked on the door and then nobody answered, so I'm like, so I'm over here knocking on the door. I go on the back door, I start knocking on there too. I'm like, so nobody's answering the door, right? And then some guy had said there is somebody there because I just saw them pull up or something like that, right? So I'm like, I said, oh hell no, because I was like, if somebody's actually in there and they're not trying to get my dog back, like what in the world, right? We kept knocking, and nobody answered the door, right? And the door was not locked because my sister had said I guess she like kind of like cracked it open. Like she just turned the knob and it was not locked. So, but she didn't go in obviously because, you know, it's obvious. And so we're like, okay, I'm gonna call the police. My sister called the cops, and then they arrived like that, right? And they arrived, and then we were like, okay, we're trying to like get my dog. This is my dog. Like we're trying to like get him out. Nobody's answering your door, and witty wow, right? Okay, so the cops, they started knocking on the windows, on the doors. They went to the back, you know, just to like make sure, right? And they're like, the cops or whatever, right? Okay, so they were not opening. Nobody was opening. Hi, baby.
See, they got the door blocked. County police. Hi, bud.
The cop obviously cracks the door open a little bit, right? And the video you can't see a lot because my sister panicked and she was like, I don't want to grabar. And then so I was like, what? And then that's why it's only a little piece. But anyways, the cops opened the door a little bit. You cannot even open it all the way, and you can even hear the cops say like, oh, it's jammed or something, because they literally had the door blocked, right? And when I had looked through the window when we first got there, it was like the house looked so messy. So I'm like, it's probably full of stuff. So anyways, the door was blocked. They couldn't open the door, but luckily the door was, you could have opened the door just a little bit, that Sniper was able to come out, right? So okay, so the dog came out. I'm like, oh my god, thank Lord, oh my god, right? So I'm just like, what the hell? Like, maybe there is somebody there, right? I was like, it has to be somebody there, because how can a door be blocked? You know what I'm saying? Like, how can a door be blocked and you come out? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. So anyways, okay, I got my dog back. Yay. Okay, I go back home. My older sister, she had left because she had to go to school. My little sister, she stayed with me. 2 or 3 in the afternoon, this lady comes knocking on my door. So the lady shows up to my house and she was like, oh, you found your dog? And then I was like, yes. She was like, how did you get in my house? And I'm like, the cops got in your house. And I think she was like, she came at me thinking that I had broken in her house, but I was quick to come at her back saying like, no bitch, the cops did, right? And I have proof because I have it on video. And she was like, oh my god, she was like, right? And I'm like, yeah. And then I was like, and then she was like, oh, because they dumped everything down, right? I'm like, I was like, no, that's not true, because they barely, con poquita fuerza, they entered, right? So that's not even true. She's like, yeah, because I had like shoes in the back of the door or something like that, and they were knocked down and something like that, right? I'm like, okay. And then she's okay, I'm trying to remember everything she said at this point, because I was so mad at her. I was just like, she was like, yeah, I found the dog yesterday. I found the dog yesterday at 5 o'clock. I found the dog at 5 o'clock and behind here, right? Okay, right? So she's like, I found it behind there, and so I just took it home. And then I was like, why would you take it home? Why didn't, like, you know, I was like, why would you take it home? She's like, because I was just, you know, waiting for the owner to come get him. Bitch, how the fuck do I know he's at your house? You know, like, ugh. It makes me so mad just to think about it again. She's like, yeah, I was waiting for the owner to come get him. And then, okay. So then I was like, she was like, he was with my other dogs, and, you know, I said, why didn't you, like, oh no, and then she said this. She was like, I was walking around to see if the owner will show up or something like that. I was like, you're such a liar. No, you didn't, because I was walking around the whole time. My husband was like going around the whole time, and I was asking people if they seen the dog, and nobody said they seen the dog. Like, nobody. And then she was like, yeah, but I was walking around. No, bitch. She's like, yeah, es que lo saqué hace de baño. I'm like, okay, maybe she did, right? Because listen to this part. She was like, había un niño gordito en la bicicleta that me miró, right? And then I'm like, at that moment I was like, no, because that little boy was helping me find Sniper. And then, okay, so then, hold on, right? So then, later on, I saw the little boy. I said, hey, because he was like, you found your dog? I'm like, yes. And she told me that you had seen him. He was like, okay, keep in mind, he's like a little kid, like maybe 8 years old. He was like, yeah, I saw her with him just outside her house. But I had to go home because my mom was like yelling at me to go home, right? And then I was like, you should have told me. But my mom, he's like, I think he got mad. He probably thought that I was like yelling at him, but I wasn't. Like, I was not. I was just like, oh, you should have told me next time. I was like, next time, right? Like, you better not run away next time, Sniper. But I was just like, oh, next time you should say something, you know? Anyways, okay. So that lady, she probably just stepped outside her house, made Sniper pee, and then went back inside, right? She just kind of kept repeating how we had taken Sniper out. I think she was like still in shock like that. She was just like, oh my god, right? And I'm like, well, bitch, it's my dog. So I'm like, what the hell you want me to do? Just stand there? And like, when she said that, she was like, yo fui a hablarle a las de la oficina porque alguien entró en mi casa or whatever like that. And I'm like, yeah, the police did, because my husband had said that he had seen them. Oh, and let me tell you guys, this lady, she lives right behind my house. She lives right there. So I know she knows who I am. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know you probably seen me. And I know she's seen me for a fact. And especially because she seen me with the dog. One time I was walking him that way, and I was like being chismosa because she was like yelling at her kid because he went far away or something. And I was just like there being chismosa. So I know for a fact she saw me with the husky. So, because she saw me. Anyways, so she lives like right here. She lives like literally right here. When I cross the creek, she's right there. So then I was like, and then I said, wait a minute. I was like, where do you know? How do you know where I live? She's like, porque alguien me dijo. I'm like, bitch. That same energy you went around asking where I live because you wanted to come over here and reclamarme that I broke in. You could have pulled up with that same energy yesterday to bring back home my dog. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the thing that makes me more confused. Like, maybe anything else could have been like, okay, yeah, maybe this, maybe that. But that's the thing. Like, you found me so quick like that because you thought I broke into your house that you could have like done like that to bring my damn dog home. Do you know what I mean? That's what the thing that just kept replaying in my head. Like, I'm just like, no, girl. Like, she wanted to take my dog. Like, I know for a fact she wanted to keep my dog. And the thing to me is like, It was like 4 in the afternoon. You could have literally just kept walking around until you found somebody. And then like I was back here screaming, and I told her that. I said I was screaming his name back here. I didn't hear you. I was inside washing dishes or taking out the trash or something like that. I can't remember what she was saying. Like, I know you heard me. I know, okay? Or maybe she's dead. Maybe she didn't hear me. There's just some things that, and there's probably other things that I completely forgot, like details, to say, but then I just didn't want to say anything to her. So I was just like, kind of like, I literally was staring at her like this. I was even getting mad at my sister because she was kind of like, oh, sí, señora. And I was just like, get the hell out of my house. Like, get off. Like, get out, right? But yeah, that's pretty much the pretty much it. Like, I know for a fact she wanted to keep my dog. Like, I know for a fact that you could just tell. You could just like the whole situation, the vibe and everything, you could just tell like I felt like she wanted to keep my dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I just think it's very weird how, like I said, it was like 4 in the afternoon, 5, like it was 4 because at 4:50 I had called my sister, but I had already been looking for him before that. So, yeah. So, you know, if it was like at 11, 12 in the night, and okay, keep it in your house, and then like later, and that next day you look for him. But it was still in the afternoon. You could still be like, it was still daylight. You could still be you could like walk around and look for the owner or something like that, you know? Or just have him amarrado afuera until, you know, like, or something. I don't know. But don't keep him inside your house. Like, how you just didn't keep him inside your house this whole time? Like, for a whole day, I was like, oh my god, my dog. Like, that's just not, that's not cool, you know? Oh my god. Hey guys, so it is the next day. I didn't end the video yesterday because I was just kind of so freaked out. So I'm here today saying that well, pretty much sum it up. My dog ran away. The lady wanted to keep my dog. I was like, no lady, and I called the cops, and now I have Sniper here. So yeah, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed that little story time. If you guys want to know what happened at the end, just let me know so I can like you know, upload that part because I didn't stop recording. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys in my next video. Bye.